Hi everyone, welcome to DCO. Today you have myself and Barnaby, and James is missing in action. So,
He's
as
making good use of the bank holiday and doing something far more fun, I imagine.
yes, indeed. Also, today we're going to continue debugging console, especially the gRPC.
Yeah, so
Barnaby?
when we left off last week, we kind of got to an issue with gRPC. We may or may not solve it. This stream, we haven't really had a look into it in between. We said we would. It's one of the things we haven't, but it's kind of the main blocker for what we're trying to do at the moment. So the few other things that we want to do are kind of console based. We want to start messing around, registering services in console, getting Nomad to register that, and then start routing things through that. So we need to figure out where it is. And I guess if you want to share my screen, we can go through kind of the issue that we have at hand.
Sure thing.
So we have, here is our console cluster. And at the moment, you can see we have our one main server in here. We don't have any clients is the problem. So if we go across, we have this is our main server. This is happy. So if I do if I check the status of console, you can see this is just me being bad at remembering passcodes, but there's no real errors in here. So it's saying permissions denied, anonymous token lacks permission. So this was me trying to do stuff earlier, but we don't have anything major in here. This is happy. The bit where we do have problems is if we go over to our client, and have a look at console. We're getting these. So auto-encrypt, sign, RPC failed, error, and it's establishing connections to this. So let me do what you always complain for not doing, and we'll pipe this into less so it's a little bit more
Neat.
readable. I'm not going to guarantee you neatness. Did I not?
The time you just used to do that, you could have completed the whole command.
I know.
Don't worry, it happens to the best of us.
I'm also, my brain is still in Windows keyboard mode, so if you see me typing a load of stuff.
Oh, journal. Oh, yeah. You don't know how to tap, do you?
No, not at all.
Oh, wow.
You brought it up now. You just keep on fat fingering it. That's cool. Gee. Yeah. So got auto encrypt, which I don't know if we're still doing, but essentially the address. So this is our server, RPC ensure establishing connection from our local host to our server. Connect invalid argument.
Okay, so does that mean we have to look at the config file? Because that's where we set up the connection.
So we'll go have a look at our config file. So
I've been meaning to go through a course on console.
They are very rare, the console ones. I'm actually
Brian Krausen has a good course on it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the like official ones.
Oh, there's other ones? Really?
There's like the HashiCorp Academy version. So you do the Terraform one, I do Vault ones in terms of delivering them. There is a console one that exists as well, but not many people care enough about consoles to do it. I think it's because there's Terraform, lots of people use Terraform. Vault is a security tool, so people have money to spend on courses, but console kind of sits in the weird networking realm.
And now that you don't have to use Vault with console anymore as well, it's like, is there really a need?
The using console as a backend for Vault was a very sort of limited use of console. You didn't really need to know much about console. You just need to know how to spin it up. And then Vault just used it as a KV store. You didn't use any of the interesting stuff with the networking stuff.
Oh, fair. Will it make a difference to change? Because connect is saying something about connection, right? It didn't actually specify connect enabled.
Console connect. We can try and disable connect.
Oh, I was thinking about the encrypt part, right? TLS, if you say false.
We can't. We don't need to disable TLS. The actual error wasn't about TLS.
Best believe I already forgot about the error.
Complaining about this.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I need.
Mess around with this. Option.
It's weird that it's complaining, but we can still access console itself.
So console, the server up and happy. That's all good. Client, not so much.
Oh, fair.
It's the auto encrypt bit, which I don't know if we need it for the encryption key. So save this, restart console. If I give it correct commands again. And at the end of this, we'll update all of the Ansible stuff and see if
Just quickly looking up auto-encrypt.
We've had it working previously, but
yeah.
Okay, cool. If you're ever working with console and fiddling around in config files, this is a very useful command, console validate. It will just read through all of the files in the directory you give it and check that they form a valid console config.
Interesting. I wonder if I could do that with Nomad and Vault as well.
I don't think Vault has it. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure Vault doesn't have it. I don't know if Nomad has it.
I do use Nomad a lot, so it would be nice.
How often are you messing around with your config files in Nomad though?
Now, initially, there was a time, obviously, the way I set it up was bad because what I decided to do is I'll go into the config to set up the, what do you call this thing?
System file?
Yeah, the files I need, the folders I needed. I'll go into the configuration, add them in there so I can use it in the jobs, which obviously is not ideal. But yeah.
Saying connect and valid argument.
Successfully, wait, but it does say it successfully responded to auto encrypt request.
Error, no server successfully responded to auto encrypt. That's quite a inconvenient like trim of the line there. Yeah, no server successfully responded to auto encrypt request. It's saying RPC insecure dial.
So RPC what? And where is it?
Insecure error establishing connection. I can put it in Discord if you want to have a little Google while I get some certificates.
Yes, please. That'll help. Somebody's gonna be gaming later on today, I can see.
Oh, well, I have Steam open. I pretty much always have Steam open on this laptop. It's a personal laptop. I don't need to worry about it. Although sometimes I'll close it with a game running and then forget about it, and it'll just pop up during the day that so-and-so is playing games on Steam. Like, I should probably remember to close games so it doesn't look like I'm slacking off at work.
Oh, wait, do you have some work people on there?
I have James on here. I don't think I have any sort of many people from work, but it's still not the best look to just have things just popping up.
Fair.
Cool. So the other thing I want to look at is certificates. So let's check. Not less, we need to do open SSL.
Connection to Crew indicates a communication issue between console, client, and server. Okay, yes. What is this?
Yeah, essentially, it's failing to establish a secure connection between the two. Cool. Let's have a look at our CA and see if that's valid.
The first thing someone says is it could be to do with a block port. Can you verify security groups and knuckles allow traffic to and from? Oh, but that's more like if we're doing Oh, okay. This person's issue is a bit different.
So we can have a look at that. So 10, these are all on the internal network. 10.2.
Pinned with a D.
I was chatting with a client and saying that I was vaguely thinking about one point updating all of my typos to be just alias to the correct commands and just really confuse people.
Yeah, that won't be fun.
Do you know the so that's just checking it's routable, so it's happily routable. The other thing is we need to check if the port's listening. So do you know the command to hit a certain port to check if that's listening?
Nope. Let me find out. Do you?
I think you can do it with netcat. I've done it before, but there's also tools that I've done it before with that are designed just to scan an entire network, which if we do wrong, we can get in trouble with Google because you essentially it's like the Computer Misuse Act.
Yeah, you're right. Let's start. Do you have it? Oh, we have to install it. Lol. Okay. Isn't Ansible handling all our installations? I guess not.
Yeah, but this is just debugging. Oh, haven't seen that before.
Oh well, yeah.
We need to.
Which service should be restarted? Oh damn. None.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
Demons using
Is this
dated libraries. Oh wow. So all of these are outdated. That's what I'm hearing. I'm seeing.
It may just be worth restarting the server at some point.
Yeah. Didn't we just? I said just. It definitely was still last year. This year. So the command will be net start dash to toplen. What are you restarting?
I was going to see if I just can restart the server. I can't remember what the command is.
Shutdown. It'll be shut down and then do something for. There's the flag that has to be able to restart. Just do help. We'll get shutdown dash help, and then we'll get the. Huh?
It's single. Broadcast mesh from root client. System is going to power off. That's Monday.
Yeah.
5th of the 5th.
1824. Hey. Says you can cancel it.
Cool. I'll leave that be. Let's see if we have netstat now.
Yay. Netstat dash TUPLEN.
Oh, I remember this. TULPN. TULPN.
TUP. Yeah. Okay. I don't think mad. LELEN. Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff. What are we doing with all these? So T is TCP.
L is for listening.
Yeah. And then what we need the 10.2.0.6 and then the port is a separate. Is it a separate?
I think just try it like that first. Oh, wait! I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to pass anything to it. Yeah, run it on his own like that first.
We'll need to run it on the other server then. Time to go through that rigmarole again. Yeah, this is checking what ports are listening locally, not
okay.
What ports are listening on a remote server because you want to like debug a connection. I cannot remember that command.
So another way is quickest way to test if a TCP port is open is telnet, and then we give it the myserver.com and then the port. Oh, you had to install here as well. Oh my goodness. What did you pick this time? You just hit enter.
I say okay. Let it restart the services.
Fair.
Cron, Google Offsite, Multiple, Nomad, Package Init, Podman, Toolkit, Arsyslog, pretty much just everything. So we're gonna have fun and see if the platform stuff after this. It should be fine, but this may be end up being more than debugging Nomad, if debugging console. If we go here, I wonder if this is up and happy. Oh,
For now.
it seems happy.
For now, remember, things are still working.
If the restarts, what's happening? But yeah, was it Telnet, and then you can hit a port. I think there's Netcat is the tool that I used to use for this.
That has not come up on my research yet.
Only
Telnet and Netstat have come up.
Managed to convince someone at a bank to install Netcat, and then ask them to run it against a specific server to check that the connection was listening from the network team. They just ran it indiscriminately, and their laptop got shut down by security.
That's a good security team. I like that. So, because normally, so the banks I've been working for, right? They would, in a few days, you get an email saying you have installed something you're not supposed to have, right? Can you confirm you've uninstalled it? So, like, by that time, the damage is already done.
Oh no, this is commonly used in offensive security things, right? Here are bots.
So which one are we looking for again?
We're listening on 8300 for console. It's listening. So it's listening on 8301 and 8302. So these are our console ports.
Okay, but which one is the error specifically for?
Yeah. It is essentially, it was complaining about this one is complaining
8300.
about 8300. It's saying insecure error reception connection.
But the port is open.
We can maybe is it in our client? Do we have a log level in here? Okay, let's uncomment that. Is that made no difference?
Oh, the log level is info. I'm sure if it's like every other Hashi tool, it should be debug then.
Well, it depends what level of log you want. If it gets real bad, we can go to trace, which I have done in console before.
I have never had to move to trace. I mean, for me, it's always been Terraform, but I've never had to move to trace. Debug has done the job.
We can do, well, we'll see if this pulls it up, but we can go into trace after this. Because it's for these kind of, it's often for like network validation, like you want to see each like step of the network working.
Yeah. I'm yet to set that part up for my monitoring as part of my own monitoring. Because it's quite interesting when I was looking at it. Like, oh, so if you can see how long it took it from service A to service B to communicate, and was there any error there and all that. That's I feel like that's actually what we need.
You can see we've got our debug here, making auto-encrypt sign RPC address here.
Yeah.
And then again, we get the error, but it's not really anything particularly more useful.
I think the only thing that it added extra for us is making
auto-encrypt sign. So now if we swap it to trace,
trace should give us more.
Yeah. You shouldn't leave a service on trace though, because it will just eat up your sort of storage and logs. Here we go. And that's it. Doesn't look like it's actually giving us any more info.
I don't see a trace.
Oh,
there's one. Can we go into journal instead and see from there?
This is journal.
Oh, see, because there was no less in there. What was it?
This is list.
Oh,
the lines are up.
How's that? Okay, I don't see any difference.
It's
except
here.
that, yeah. That part
Channel
there.
switch between load balance, priority, constant internal. You're creating a load balancer, switching server, creating technology, transit to transit failure.
Bad resolver state.
I wouldn't worry about these. The trace ones that aren't really an issue. And then you have the debug, the auto RPC sign here. Did you grab, was that telnet command?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Where were we? I got sidetracked. You want the telnet command?
Yeah. Check something's listening.
Just give me a second.
So hostname port, telnet, HRL user, trace file.
Sorry, I had to do something real quick. Alright, telnet. I think I've passed it now. Oh man. Let's start. Let's see. I think
The other thing we can look at messing with.
I found it.
Is this one?
Yeah. I found this one. Yeah. Alright, so it says telnet myserver.com and then port. But it seems like we have to install telnet as well.
No, telnet's already installed.
Oh, perfect.
Telnet's like the precursor to SSH.
Oh, perfect.
And then 8.3. Cool.
So it says apparently if we get a timeout, then
Connection
that
closed by
means
foreign host.
if you get a timeout or deny, the port is not open.
Yeah, so we got it closed. It's not denied. We shouldn't be able to telnet to that port in any case. Right. I keep wanting to do the full file path, but even when I'm in here. Let's set this back to info.
Hold on. What is that get public interface
This
in the gRPC address?
Get public interface include type IPv4
That's
limit.
is that not Ansible thing?
This is Go templating,
and this works in this in the config file.
Yeah, it should do.
Okay.
It's hitting the right server.
Oh.
Oh, this is for local host listening, but it's still. We can replace this if we want.
Yeah.
But essentially, what this is trying to avoid is if I set this to 0.0.0.0, which would be the default, and contact the rest. This will most likely error. Yeah, so this has failed. And if we do journal,
I don't know why.
Essentially, expected, failed to pass.
It's because you didn't put in a quote.
Yeah, that one's me being
eager.
I keep on trying to hit Windows keys. That means that. I still think this will fail because of the.
Let's see. Active. See? No, but it's
not solving our issue.
Oh.
But the templating's fine. It's go templating.
All right. Okay, so we know there's no issue with the templating, so we can put it back. Then
the bits that it's complaining, the bit that's failing is this. It's auto encrypt.
Yeah.
So what it's doing is, if I guess check the other file.
So it's having issue between obviously the server and client, but
That's just a retry join block. So essentially what it's trying to do is it needs an encryption key. So we used to pass them in here. So if I think it's probably in.
I remember this part. I remember I was working on this in Ansible. That was long.
So it's like registering if a key exists,
Yeah.
generating a key, registering a key, write key, into encryption file, and install key. I don't know if we still have the old one because it used to be in those are the Vault agents. I guess it would have been in base probably. It would have been in the common one. It would have had encryption here.
So what you're probably looking for would have been the first console we did. Because this is a new repository, right? DCO Console Ansible. The one that just says console. Something about
so instead of writing encryption keys to file, the auto encrypt. So this section here, this should allow us to console to reach out to the server with over TLS, get a get an encryption key from it, and go, hey, I'm a new client. I want to join your mesh or cluster, whichever you want to call it. Reaches out and goes to the server, and the server will hand back an encryption key for it to use. But this is the bit that's failing, and it's failing with the our cert errors, or not our config errors here, the GISP.
Yeah.
Insecure.
So can we test that out? So server and client are not on the same server, right?
No, they're separate
Okay.
entities.
So can we do what we first did, like when we first started doing this, where we went onto console server, generated a key, and then installed the key on the client manually and see if that would work?
Yeah, we probably can. So I just love me intrigued to see what happens if we take out this entirely.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
Not having the client having to generate the keys manually isn't ideal as it would be. Although we may be able to do it. No, we've kind of
No, it's just to see. It's just to see if the connection will work first, and if it works, then we know. Okay, this is it. Because I can't think of any other solution. Also, it lets us move past this for now. Is this a plaster? Yeah, plaster. You know when you put plaster on something.
Sticking plaster.
Yeah, I don't think it's obviously it doesn't solve the problem, but stops the bleeding for now.
Failed to sync no known console servers.
Encryption is configured, but remote state is not encrypted. Okay, so this is the part where we now go give the client the encryption key.
Why did you also complete the one that's wrong?
Console encrypt.
Encryption configured but remote space not encrypted. Cluster join failed. We'll try cluster LAN. Encryption is configured. One no subs available. I wonder if this one's seen it now at least.
Yeah, it's saying failed to join.
We don't want FU. We could have had this tail logs for a bit. Error request identity, permission denied. Oh. Is it slashed search?
Yeah, slash the search. But wait, are you at the bottom? If you're at the bottom, because slash search is down, question mark search is up.
So we're on 5.7, I think, is the server ID. Remote state, okay.
Will this help if we just disable encrypt verify incoming? False. Encrypt verify outgoing? False.
Path through remote state is encrypted and encryption is not configured. Essentially, this isn't to do with TLS, this bit.
Oh, okay.
What this is doing is looking for the encryption key on the server, on the client, and it doesn't have it.
Exactly. So basically, it's what I've been saying. Let's go to no client server. And did you get the same notification as I did? Your reaction just he gave you away. We are suffering out here, and some people are living life. That's all I have to say. Anyways, console key gen. So here we go. Here, this is the page I found. That was because I think this is how we first set it up to begin with, anyways. So this is the manual process that you don't want to do, obviously. But
yeah. So let me bring this over to the other window. But essentially, we don't. If we're doing it manually, there's not really much point in setting this up. So we have this gossip encryption. So here we go. So we used to do this. Use console key gen to generate a new gossip encryption key. These are just base 64 strings. Create a configuration file that sets encrypt. Data center. And to enable it on an existing data center, what we'd be doing, we need to use console key gen to generate a new key, create encrypt parameter on the newly generated key, and set it sort of encrypt verify incoming and outgoing to false. Let's distribute the file to all agents and nodes of the data center, then perform a rolling restart of the console agent, and then update these to go back to true. So this is a very manual process. And then incoming to true. I don't know if this will talk about, like here's an example key. But I don't know if this will talk about auto encrypt.
Nope, it doesn't have anything about it in there. Might be on it separate. Yeah. Underscore, right? The auto encrypting. Yeah. There we go. It's the first one, right?
This just changes to gRPC connection refused. So this is like a help article.
Oh.
We should do that and filter it. So you have configuration file references here, which in this will have our auto encrypt.
Oh, there. Oh.
Let's connect auto encrypt. So this object sets auto encrypt feature. So then we can do allow TLS. Defaults to false. I wonder if that's messing with it, but I think we've set that up.
We just did auto encrypt only. So within the auto encrypt stanza, we could auto encrypt stanza, we could put more stuff into it. I didn't realize this only has TLS too.
TLS true. So yeah, we have that there. The other bits in here, although this option enable auto encrypts on the server.
It says allow.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the difference. To distribute servers, distribute certificates from the server from a CA to clients if enabled, the server can accept incoming connections from both the built-in CA and the service mesh CA, as well as the certificates. We haven't set up service mesh yet, so I don't think we note the server will only present the built-in CA bundle. Using it, receive to auto encrypt disabled. If disabled, a client configured with auto-encrypt.tns will be unable to start. This may be our issue then. If disabled, a client configured with auto-encrypt.tls.
But it says unable to. Yeah, but here's the connection, anyways. But anyway, let's add it. TLS is true. Allow TLS. Also true.
This is where I just go and fat finger.
You're brave. Me, I just do copy straight up. Paste.
Gotta give some jeopardy for the stream.
Yeah. If we get an error now, I'll need you to go check it again.
I could do that.
Ah!
Can only be used on a server.
Oh my goodness. Where are we? We're on the client. Look, client 0.
Yeah, it's the bit that's saying this was talking about this agent configuration. Client configured.
Oh, I thought this was for server.
It sits in both. So I guess it's whether we have it in here.
No, I think one of them didn't have it.
Server.
Oh no, it does. Allow TLS. But see the difference? It says allow TLS, but it doesn't have TLS itself in here.
Yeah, so I think they're the separate parts. I'm intrigued to see if we can get it to work if we remove TLS. We say this is false. Because then it might not try and authenticate via TLS.
Yeah.
The TLS block allows the client to request a service from CA and certificates from the servers. The client will make a request to any of the services and retry join block. The request also the request that every server to have auto-encrypt now TLS. We don't actually need it to give us TLS certificates anymore.
Yeah. So the allow TLS is actually correctly configured on the server. Is the client that's
I wonder if this is because we used to use this. We had it briefly working with Vault, where you'd get everything set up from this.
It's active, but is this error 49? Yeah, it's valid. One though.
Agent
but remote state is
join.
not encrypted.
We'll try LAN. I think it's failing to connect again. So joining cluster LAN. Retry join is supported for discovery method. LAN agent reformatting, no servers available. Answering failed to sync remote state. Error, no name console servers. Error code failed to join. Encryption is configured, but remote state is not encrypted. And then join cluster failed. We'll rejoin. We'll retry LAN interval. And it's just complaining about state.
This one is using port 301.
Yeah, so different things use different ports and it's part of the gRPC stuff.
Did we see 301 open? What's the 8301?
Yeah, all of the ports were open on the server. I think we We haven't done any SE Linux firewall stuff. Stop any of that.
Yeah. Also, in GCP, can our servers talk to each other?
Yeah, so they're all in just a private subnet, which is you can reach out across.
Okay. So there's no blockage from there.
No. I wonder why this encryption is configured.
Encryption configured, but remote state is not encrypted. Okay, so
it sounds like it wants an encryption key, and that block is meant to give it an encryption key.
oh, that's an old error, bro. I'm running console client server mode. Oh, this is a different setup.
Configuration fixing it, and now get install keys cannot decrypt the message.
There we go. This error is due to having different gossip encryption key on your client and server. Yo, you remember, like, obviously, yeah, there would have been already a key. But how do we get rid of the one that's currently?
Oh, we could delete the data there and restart it.
For both of them. Yeah, that would be good.
We should just need to do it on the client.
Oh, yeah, so he can just, yeah.
Do we have a data directory in here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Opt. When you say delete, are we gonna delete? Oh yeah, we're gonna delete everything inside.
Let's see if there's anything important in there.
I just realized because I remember with Nomad Vault, we decided not to remove everything in that data folder.
I've definitely broken things in the past by deleting an entire data folder, but everything's configured by Ansible, so we should be able to run Ansible against this to get it back. Let's look at the status.
Fail. Oh, I'm not surprised there. So I start request repeated too quickly. Okay, so restart again then, isn't it? So failed with result. Yeah. Schedule. Let's just start again. Oh, permission.
Oh yeah, that's probably why.
So the new data directory. We need to change. Oh yes. You are not console at this point. Chon. You missing N. Change owner. Cool. See, that's where I would have messed up. I would have just focused on restart a few times rather than actually seeing the error.
Go and read.
Okay, it's looking like we get more stuff now. Still error though.
Different error.
Yeah.
It's more of the anti-entropy stuff.
Let's check journal.
We should really clear out that journal stuff. So was it? Coordinate update error. Guessing client failed to get con dial connect invalid argument. It's back to where it was before. Connect invalid argument. Failed to send UDP string, invalid argument. Send to invalid argument. Warn was able to connect to main server over TCP, but UDP probes failed. Network may be misconfigured.
Oh, thank you.
Need to do some proper networking stuff at some point, I think. Failed argument. It's weird though, because I haven't changed the networking since it's working previously. Why is connect an invalid argument? This is the bit that's confusing me.
Or you should probably book on. Yeah.
Console's errors warning. This doesn't look like it's particularly. It's failed to send gossip, right? But argument usually indicates problem with ARP table overflow. That's not a cache thing. Encrypted servers. And this one. Connection. It's not throwing one.
If we were to run, are we able to run console commands?
Yeah.
So, because I was gonna be like, let's just check the console members. Will they give us anything useful?
I wonder if we have this set up.
It's not like Vault where you need an address, right? You could just do console members status or something. I think. Yes, dash status. So let's do that. Okay.
I think what you're thinking of is console operator raft list. Actually, this is just for the cluster. Well, console members is returning the correct thing, because console members will be the same thing that this returns. Oh, we had a client briefly. We have a client back.
Oh, so we should be checking this page quite frequent then.
Why is that now here and happy? Is that cached?
Hold on. Please refresh. Refresh.
I did refresh.
That page?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if what you did work then, like console members. I don't think we have the CLI configured correctly, because that should work.
Unmade like needs argument status. It provided output is filtered only. Oh, this is a filter. Yeah, this is. Oh, it's gone again.
Okay, if we click on it, what's the error? They know this failing to. Okay.
Oh, it'll be failing health checks.
Yeah, but it's finding it.
It will. The logs will probably be more useful here.
So which one of them will give us better logs? Client
The
or
server will
server?
be more interesting to see what it's doing.
Permission denied. Token is used implicit. That was 1859. That is an old one, right? Or is 1859 1959?
Our servers are on GMT, not BST, so these are the most recent logs.
Okay. I think there was a space after the question mark that I saw there when you did the question mark. Oh, there it is.
Agent server members failed to see. Yeah, it's the same thing. Remote state is encrypted but not configured, and that was 53. And this one failed to send gossip to this, right? Send to invalid argument. Stop
Okay.
complaining about RCP, but I think the one, remember this refuting suspect message? I think this one looks like our UDP may not be right. Maybe we've set up TCP, but our UDP networking isn't quite right.
That's interesting. Okay, so
I think we might have to call it here for today, but I guess we've learned more about what the issue is. Wiping the state was a good idea. We should probably kill these boxes and spin them back up at some point as well.
100%. I agree with that. Anyways, with that being said, thank you for tuning in for another debugging session with the crew. Hopefully next week we will have good news, and if not, it will be another debugging session. So don't forget to hit the notification button to get any notification from our new videos on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button as well, and follow us on Twitch. Yeah. See ya.
Till next time.